Hey everyone, what's going on? It's John from Friends of Your Benefits. Look, we all know it's super important to contribute as much as you can to your retirement accounts. One way to do that is through a Roth IRA, but the problem with the Roth IRA is if you make too much money in the government's eyes, your ability to contribute to a Roth IRA is really restricted. I know, total bummer and definitely a first world problem. In 2022, if you happen to make more than $129,000 a year and you file single, or if you earn more than $204,000 a year and you are filing married, your ability to contribute to the Roth IRA definitely gets phased out. But what if I told you there was a 100% legal tax loophole on how you could potentially contribute up to $38,500 into your Roth IRA? Would you be interested? If you like what you're hearing, feel free to like the video and subscribe, and we'll be certain to make more content like this in the future. The way you do this is through what we call the Mega Backdoor Roth IRA. I just mentioned that $38,500 is the max you can contribute. If you want to know how much you can contribute for your own situation, feel free to click the link above. So the first thing you need to do is you need to max out your pre-tax 401k. For 2022, that is $20,500 if you happen to be under 55. Once you do that, you'll need to continue to contribute to your 401k, but on an after-tax basis. Note that in order to take advantage of this, your employer will need to offer you the ability to continue to contribute to your 401k on a post-tax basis, and you may need to check a form in order to do that. So step 2 is to complete a form from your 401k administrator called an InService Withdrawal. What this form ultimately allows you to do is take money from your after-tax 401k, send a check to you, and then give you the power to take that money and deposit it into your non-deductible IRA. Now look, the form looks something like this and can be a little tricky to figure out. So in just a flash, we're going to show you how you can complete this form. So let's go through the steps in order to complete the in-service withdrawal form. In the case of the Mega Backdoor Roth IRA, we're actually going to want to take out our post-tax 401k contributions and move them over to the Mega Backdoor Roth IRA. And this form is the conduit in order to do that. So a lot of information here, and we've highlighted in yellow the relevant things. So every employer may have a form that's a little bit different, but it's generally very similar from one employer to the next. For today's purposes, we need to fill out sections 1, 2, 3, and 9. The rest we could totally skip. We go to section number 1. Section number 1 is going to ask for some basic information. It's going to ask for your social security number, your last name, your first name, middle initial, and then your contact telephone number. Next thing, and this is really important, the reason for the withdrawal. So you'll want to check the first box that says after-tax account. Basically, you want to have the after-tax money withdrawn from the 401k. Anything else you kind of want to leave as is, and you definitely don't want to touch your pre-tax 401k. We go down to section 3, withdrawal amount. So you can either select a fixed dollar amount, or you could check the box for the maximum amount available. And we've highlighted the maximum amount available, and that's the box that you'll want to check. After we skip over the next sections, as they're not relevant here, we have to go to section number 9, which is participant signature. So you'll actually need to sign here. You'll need to date it, print your name. And then one thing that's interesting is it says in the bottom, it asks for a notary witness. And for many years, I filled out this part. And then last year, I found out from my 401k provider for the after-tax amount, I actually don't need to fill this out anymore. But the answer on whether or not you need to be notarized will depend on your employer. So once you fill out that form, you will certainly just need to mail it over to your 401k provider and then wait for the check. And then we'll go over the next steps. Now we're going to show you how to take that check and deposit it into your non-deductible IRA. Now, a non-deductible IRA is essentially just a traditional IRA, but you cannot deduct the money from it, so it's ultimately post-tax money. So now we'll show you very briefly how to deposit the check into your non-deductible IRA, and then to close this out, we'll show you how to take the money from your non-deductible IRA and put it into your Roth IRA. For me, I use TD Ameritrade, and I'm going to deposit the check online. So I open the app and then I click deposit check. I'm going to click the first option to actually deposit the check, and then the amount of the check. So hypothetically, I'm going to say it's $500. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to select the contribution type. So in order to take advantage of the Mega Backdoor Roth IRA, you'll need to select the 60-day rollover. And then from there, you'll click take a check photo of the front and the back of it. And then once you're done, you'll hit submit on the bottom in order to actually submit the money. Once the money actually hits your account and clears it, you'll want to take that money and then transfer it online to your Mega Backdoor Roth IRA. And you'll want to do that as soon as the money clears in order to avoid the account earning any interest and potentially you owing some additional tax liability while the money is sitting in the non-deductible IRA. And then once you do that, you can invest the money in your Mega Backdoor Roth IRA as you see fit. And that's it. See how super simple it could be? As always, we recommend that you check with a financial planner or your accountant on whether the Mega Backdoor Roth IRA is a strategy that will really work for you. As always, we encourage you to like the video, share, hit the bell, and until next time, thanks for joining.